Hey guys, it's Spaces Sims, and we are back with more Tengoku struggle continuing Yona's route. So, no one's here. Maybe I can borrow Goemon's hanging chair for a bit. And then, after getting out of the bath, I dangled in the chair and took out my phone. Hello, Hari. Wake up. Yes, what do you need? I want you to tell me about Nagoro Band. About the Nagoro Band.
I imagine I might be a bit more informed about the Nagoro band than that thing.
Oh, Goemon. Then do tell, Lord Taro. I will record the information you provide. I am only able to relay information that already exists on the internet. You seem very confident, so I assume you are very well informed.
Why do you want to know about the Nagoro band all of a sudden?
We saw Shiroku today, and he mentioned that he used to run errands for the Nagoro band.
Oh, right. He mentioned that when we went out to eat the other day.
I thought Yona might have been connected to that somehow, so I wanted to learn about them.
Is this an inquiry on Shiroku or Yona?
He seems a bit agitated. He's agitated you're falling in love with somebody else. Listen! We saw the opening movie, right? I'm still like, we're connected to Goemon, and he remembers us, and he's like, why don't you remember me? And us falling in love with other people probably annoys him a little. You know, maybe when it was Kikinosuke, he was like, oh, okay, because he didn't see him, but like right now he seems a little like, why are you interested in Yona? Or maybe he doesn't like either one of them, maybe. You know what I mean? He's like, I don't like you're falling in love with either one of these chuckle fucks. You know? I'm just poking around in their business. God. Just being a busybody. Not necessarily either one in particular, but I just want to know more about it. I found a few things on the internet so far, but I'd hardly call it an investigation.
And the Nagoro band were originally a fighting group of temple monks. I doubt anyone can imagine fighting monks in this day and age, but it used to be common.
I mean, he's not wrong, because I'm like, fighting monks seems kind of like the opposite of what you think of monks. I've read about them in historical documents. The idea of fighting monks is amazing.
And they made ties with the rich, armed themselves with guns, and even served under feudal lords. And Yona's group was famous among the navies. I don't know why I could not read navies for a hot second. My brain broke. Oh, good lord. Anyway, Yona's group was famous among the navies, so I'm sure he interacted with them as well.
You do know a lot about this.
You forget what I was incriminated for? I stole a ton of money from those rich folks, making so much from their trades.
I see. That's right. He's like, I was there and I did some shit. It's kind of fun. Oh, did you ever steal from Yona's family?
No, I didn't. Yona lived on an island in Satoshi while I was making a killing in the capital. What? You got something to say?
It's nothing.
And that doesn't look like nothing.
Why did you steal? You need a little snippy. Maybe I'm just reading him that way, but... He's like, because I'm the fucking Japanese Robin Hood. What the fuck? I'm not sure if I have the right to ask that.
Hey, Hari...
I will not be addressed by a lowly prisoner with a hey. I'm so sorry. Its personality is a lot like Sensei Nono's.
You're connected to the Johari Mirror, right, Lord Hari? Don't you know about my past?
I do not have high enough access privileges.
I see.
Hey, Goemon. Oshichi mentioned something to me before. She said Goemon Ishikawa, the greatest villain under the heavens, gave away money to the poor. That information was on the prisoner list, too.
Yona's in the revival hell, isn't he?
Huh? His sudden change of topic caught me off guard.
And prisoners who kill someone of their own free will end up there, right? And that's a pretty big sin. But old Japan, fighting was the norm. In our day, people who killed were respected.
And that's the world Yona and I grew up in, which makes it odd that you end up in hell, because, like, when you died, in the time period you died, it was like, high five for killing those bitches! Awesome! And so, but yet you went to hell anyway. Yeah, I mean, and so it's funny, because, like, we mention, like, earlier in the game, or at least in Kiku's route, I don't remember where, but, like, we need to change, like, that we try to change with the times. Sorta. I mean, obviously, like, the Uskus Award out there is changing with the times, and King Enma's, like, faces out there like, what's up? You know what I mean? So that's, like, sort of changing with the times, and we brought it up, like, maybe we need to adapt, continue to adapt. So it's weird, like, I can understand now being like, murder is wrong. But, like Goemon's pointing out, back in our day, murdering people and fighting and everything, that was pretty normal, so, like, it's weird that we went to hell, because you used to be, like, revered for that shit. So, like, I mean, not to say that killing was ever awesome, because it's still always wrong, but it's a different time period, and our modern sensibilities are different. You know what I mean? Like, times change. And, like, morally, is it right to just go out and stab your neighbor because they pissed you off? No. Was it ever? Probably not. But it was definitely more widely accepted. So you think hell would have been like, yeah, it's part of the times, it's cool. But I mean, I guess not. I guess there's some moral rules there, regardless of what humans... Oh, I mean, okay, never mind, that answers that question. You know what I mean? But it is kind of weird that your entire life, as you're growing up, is you're taught one thing. This is it. This is the way the world works. Just stab people. And then all of a sudden you go to hell and you're like, but they told me and I didn't know. You know what I mean? Like, can you really hold people responsible for not knowing any better when there's no way for them to know better? I mean, we don't live in a bubble anymore, to be fair. I mean, technically we do. We live in the little bubble of Earth. But you know what I mean? Like, 50 years ago, shit was different. You didn't have the internet. You didn't have the globalization. You didn't know about other cultural things as much as you have access to it now. I mean, obviously you still did if you traveled, but, like, if you didn't, so, like, or, like, 100 years ago, your great grandma being racist is like, I mean, she grew up in that bubble where that was, like, doesn't mean it's right, but it was more acceptable. That sounds awful to say, but you know what I mean? Like, super fucking old people, you're like, yeah, grandma says some shit because back in her day it was okay to say those things. We learn over time and go, you know what? That's not acceptable to say because it's wrong, and it's always been wrong. But you grew up in a tiny little bubble where it was like, you know what I mean? Like the people who grew up in, like, middle of fucking nowhere who were just prejudiced as fuck. And then when they, like, move out of their tiny little piddly town bubble are like, oh, you know what? Maybe everything I learned growing up from my parents was wrong. Yeah. If they never left, you can't blame them necessarily for growing up in this tiny, tiny little bubble in this tiny town and thinking all this stuff. Like, look at the Footloose town, right? Dancing is wrong! It leads to sex and it should be outlawed! They grew up in the tiny little bubble thinking dancing is wrong and there's nothing wrong with dancing. And they learned that in the end. You know? Very simplistic take, but I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's literally that. Like, you're growing up in this tiny, tiny little town where you don't have, and that was the 80s. Okay? You didn't have the internet. So, like, you don't know that you're just used to your tiny backwater town telling you certain things, and without the other experiences from other people outside your tiny bubble, how do you know that what you're being told is wrong? You know what I mean? Until you leave your tiny bubble. But if you never leave your tiny bubble, so, like, growing up in a time period where, like, stabbing bitches was totes fine, you're like, what ups? And then you go to hell and you're like, I didn't know I was in this tiny bubble! I mean, there's gotta be something to say for that, you know what I mean? Because, like, not everybody has a really good moral compass. And sometimes your moral compass is, I don't want to say crafted, but, like, is guided by the world that you live in and the people around you. So, like, your moral compass is being taught to you, even if somewhere deep down inside you're like, I don't know if this is right, but it's all you know, so how do you fight back again instead? You know what I mean? Anyway, I just think it's weird that it was like they're growing up in this age where it's like totally cool to kill people, but we still ended up in hell. What the fuck? You know, like the whole plot of The Good Place, though. If you watch the later seasons, not as good as the earlier seasons, but the point's there. Like people, like the world is a very complicated place, and the archaic system that we're judging people needs to change, which they're kind of, sort of doing in this, but Anyway.
Yona's an honest guy, not much of a liar. He's really not the villain type.
He was also a pirate. Well, supposedly in the Navy, but also it says pirate, so like I'm confused. Well, we'll get to that, I'm sure.
And there are as many motivations for committing a crime as there are people in this world. But right and wrong change with the times.
Okay, yeah, exactly. Oh, that was said much more simply than like.
I don't know how Hari interprets it, but things on the internet shouldn't be taken as truth.
This is like a life lesson for everyone. Just because it's on the internet doesn't make it true.
It's dangerous to trust something as the truth when you don't know who wrote it.
Yes, that's a good point.
Later then, good night.
Good night. Prisoners are so full of fallacious logic. Fallacious logic, wow. Did you learn anything? Who knows? Oh, Chief! I'm back! Welcome back, Tama. I see you asked around about things with the cats in the human realm today. Any updates on Kumonoi Temple? Nothing in particular today, Meow. But there wasn't any talk about those temple guys hurting any of them, so that's good, Meow. Okay, listen. I draw the line at hurting innocent fucking animals, okay? Don't hurt innocent little, like, in this world it's cats, that's the focus. Some games it's like a dog or something, okay? This world seems to be cats. There was the dog in Kikanosuke's round, and he's a dog, but, like, whatever. But, like, we're focusing more on, like, all the cats around here, okay? So, like, I'm sorry. You can, like, do whatever you want to the people, and that's like, whoa, 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 that sucks, what are you doing? But, like, don't touch the fucking cats! What the shit? That was not in there. There was no trigger warning about animal abuse, okay? Obviously, there's not any so far in the game. But and, like, Thomas being like, the temple cats are cool. Like, nobody's hurting the cats. Good. Because they shouldn't. That is a line we don't cross. We'll go take down those fuckers right now. Fuck everything else. We'll burn that temple down. Humans used to skin cats to cover some stringed instruments, so I was relieved. Meow. I see. That is a relief. Oh, God. Horrible. Was it always cats? I mean, I think I knew that, like, somewhere, but, like, it's one of those things that you, like, learn and you're like, I'm just gonna forget because that's disturbing. What about you, Chief? Why'd your face turn red, Chief? No, well, oh, Tama. When we were helping out at Hell Mansion, they asked me to put on a demon costume. A demon? Oh, yeah, those humans love to dress up at those during spring festivals, Meow. Wait, a demon? Chief, did you agree to wear such a shameful outfit? The female demons depicted in the human realm usually show a considerable amount of skin. I was wearing a t-shirt, so unless I was showing a lot of leg, whatever. No, it wasn't like that. Or wait, did that redhead force you to commit some sort of lascivious act? Anyway. Did he? Tama. Oh, that squeak was, but he did not. I'm going to take a bath. Chief! He made you do something inappropriate, didn't he? No. It's nothing. Nothing happened today. Oh, flashback to that CG. I know he isn't a villain at his core. What a strange man, though. Yes, he is. Yes, he is. They're all fucking strange. This whole game is strange. Ooh, Yona won. Well, that's the end. Shaking hands with a demon at the blood pool. That is a fucking title. Long ass title. Anyway, 34% is our blood bond. He's happy. Good. Sounded so wildly inappropriate the way I said that. Anyway, Yona too. Where were there, like, how many were there in Kikinosuke's route? 7 or 8. There was at least, was there 10 or 11? My God, we'll have to see in the menu. Now I forget. What's that sweet scent? Good morning. Is someone baking a cake? You want patties? Morning. Hey, you like sweets? Well, I don't dislike them. There are plenty of treats left. Help yourself. Oh, look at the little cookies! Why are they so adorable? Oh, they're little cakes, but like, whatever. But like, how do you... I'm sorry, I was gonna be like, how do you just like take a bite off King Enma's head, but you know damn well some of those other fuckers are gonna rip his head off. Oh my God. I fucking need like a little cake mold like this. I need a silicone mold like this now. Because I just want to make fucking little like Enma cakes like this. Anyway, Enma cakes? Enma cakes refers to doll cakes sold in hell that are shaped to look like King Enma. They're fucking adorable. And I just want to squish them. You know, like if you have a gummy bear, you just kind of smoosh, smoosh. You're like, squish, squish. You take his little head in your index finger and his little feet are in your thumb and you just squish. Not smush him totally, but you just want to squish him a little. Not a huge gummy person. I hated them as kids. I don't still love them, but like I can tolerate them. But like, these are little spongy cakes, and I just want to like squish, squish. I just want to squish them. Just want to do that same little squish, or then they squish his little cheeks. I don't know. They're fucking adorable, is all I'm saying. And then I probably want to chuck it at the wall, because something about adorable little things make you want to chuck them, like little muffins. We've had this conversation before. I don't feel like this is a strange thing for me to mention that like there's something about like mini bagels or mini muffins, and you just want to like just chuck them at the wall. Just watch them go pink, just pop off the wall because they're so tiny and cute, and it's that cute aggression. They're just so small and ridiculous. And there's something about these you just want to squish a little gently and then kind of like watch it just bounce off the wall a little. I don't know. And then shove it in your mouth aggressively and enjoy every second. I kind of hope they're stuffed with like cream filling, like a Twinkie. You know what Do they have different flavors on the inside? That one's like a strawberry cream. Oh, you know what I want? I want these with a peanut butter cream. That's what I want. And there's something really dirty in the whole part of King Enma cakes and cream filling, and you just have fun with that one because my brain was like, oh dear God, don't put those pieces together. But I did, so you put them together yourself and make it as inappropriate as you want. So I wanted the ones with curry or cheese in them, but I actually got to mix the ones with stuff like red beans and custard. They do have filling. I'm so excited. I'd feel bad for all those hungry ghosts out there if I just threw these out. So I'm trying to actually eat them. You're just mad that they look like King Enma, but you know they're delicious. I'll make some coffee to pair with them if you want to have some breakfast. They have the little cakes with cheese and... I wonder if the bread stuff on the outside is different. I'm sure, like, I know, like, Japanese snacks, it's not as, like, technically sweet as, like, think of, like, a little cake. You think of how sugary that cake is, and then you're like, I'm gonna fill it with curry? No, you'd have to have a different outer stuffing. Like, the breading, the cakey part would have to be totally different than if you were having a sweet filling. You know what I mean? Oh, I'll have some then. Thank you. What an easy morning. It's kind of nice. I didn't know how living together would go, but it seemed to be working out. Probably. Although, how did Kikinosuke fuck up what he wanted? No, like, I wanted to get the curry or the cheese ones, but they didn't have any. He's like, I accidentally got these. You're a dog. You should be able to smell them out. And, like, can you not read? Like, I'm sure they were labeled. Unless he wasn't paying attention. He was like, those! And he got too excited, I guess. But that's great progress compared to day one. Huh. Where's Yona? Sleep like a rock. Maybe because you went to bed late last night. What you doing, buddy? You're so cute. I just want to squeeze you. It's a cute aggression. I saw cute cakes. No, you're just adorable. You're just sitting on my knee. Look at all fluffy. I know I'm not allowed to pet anywhere but your head. Never pet birdies anywhere but on the head, because that's otherwise you're telling them that you're their boyfriend or girlfriend. That's mating stuff. We don't want that. We don't want to get you. Don't want to get you all hormonal and make you think that we're gonna get friskier. That's disgusting. That's gross. So no belly pats, no back pats. But goddamn, do I want to grab you and squeeze you? I'm just gonna tweak your beak. Grab your beak. We gently grab the beak and we rub the beak if you're biting. You want to buy beak rubs? Rub your beak. So cute. Yes, we do. You're so cute. I have no attention span right now, and the people are probably so. Anyway. He was up on the roof the whole time, and he didn't go back to his room until really late. Really? On the roof the whole time? What's up with him? Trying to cool off because you got him all heated. Maybe it's nothing to worry about. How much should I even care about him? A lot, because he's hot. Okay, here you go. Oh, I'm sorry. I meant to get it myself. I started spacing out. No worries. Something on your mind? Nothing. I'd like your opinion on something. Here's the thing. I'd like your opinion on something, but I feel like that's more like points for Goemon. I don't know. I don't know. Because, like, Yona might appreciate that we were, like... Yona's a hard one. Because this is a very hard decision. Because you're like, oh, yeah, no, nothing. Nothing's on my mind. Because it's about Yona. So if we were talking to Yona, then saying, hey, let me ask you something, would be the right choice. We're talking to a third party here. So would Yona be like, why were you fucking talking to Goemon about me? Talk to me about me. You know what I mean? Or would he appreciate that you were going to someone for advice, like, you know, I don't know. I feel like, to me, the right answer would be, like, maybe, oh, whoops. Saying nothing. Like, no, nothing. Like, I don't want to talk about Yona. I feel like I need to talk to him directly, not to somebody else. You know what I mean? But we'll see. No, I'd like your opinion on something. Okay. I can't romance fucking Yona to save my motherfucking life. I've been wrong 2 out of the 3 times. Okay. I don't know what makes this man happy. To be fair, I feel like both options probably work. Maybe you just don't get as many points. I don't know. I'm prying, but I'll just worry if I don't ask. I'd like everyone's opinion on something. Go for it. Yona was on the roof for a long time. Is this just something men do? Not sure if I can chalk this up to some kind of guy thing. He might still be on edge about a Simon. I couldn't help but glance at Kikinosuke. What? You think I don't care about anything, huh? Is that that's what you thought, huh? That's not true, I'm only making assumptions. But Yona was originally a samurai. He doesn't talk about his past, but he's clearly more concerned with winning than the rest of us. A samurai? Right? It's about victory or maybe his honor. Oh yeah, that's gotta be it. Okay, so I mean, alright. I can see now why they're asking, like, let me ask all of your opinions. Is that normal for him to just be hanging out on the roof? Because we're like, I just want to see if this is... And they're like, oh yeah, no, he just likes to chill on the roof. Because, like, Kikinosuke just likes to lay on the roof and look at the star. You know what I mean? But, like, that was also, like, I have to be out here to think type of a thing. So, like, you're like, I go out there to think all the time. That's just a man thinking thing. Like, you know what I mean? Where you're like, oh, okay. But, so this, us asking is, like, showing concern. Like, okay. All right, I see. It's more like I mean, sometimes you don't know what they're going to get at with the questions, but... Remember how Yona and I bought the beach chairs after Simon beat us up? When we were shopping, he kept telling me how defeat is something that can't be tolerated. And thinking about it now, I feel like he wasn't saying that toward old man Enma or you. Honor. Oh, right. Samurai are a total pain because they think dignity is such an important thing. Dignity.
Yeah, so when we think about who he was saying it to, we know we still have to fight a Simon. But in Yona's case, I think Kiko might be right about his honor being bruised.
And considering his personality, you can't start doting on him. Just pretend you didn't notice.
Is that what I have to do?
Learn how guys work.
You're all fucking physically impossible! But then again, I feel like if we were doing the reverse, learn how women work, they'd be like, you're all impossible! Yeah. I feel like people would just be better if we stopped, like, being macho about shit. Like, he's over there like, God, my pride's bruised. I can't talk about it yet. And we're over here like, just talk about shit. Just be like, listen. I want to talk about it, just not now. I just need a minute. And you're like, okay, cool. You come to me when you need me. Instead of like, you know what I mean? Instead of like all this oh my God. It's just general. People in general are idiots. Every human being, we're all stupid. How the hell do we function as a society? We don't really do it well. But like, I don't know how the hell society hasn't grumbled long before now. I don't know. Because people are dumb.
Well, there's no need to rush. We've only been living together for a week. There's no way we'll all understand each other yet. But most things won't be resolved if we hold them in. We have to talk about this stuff in order to get through it.
See, Goemon over here is like the only intelligent one. Because we're confused. We're like, I don't understand how anything works. Because I hate men and I'm stuck with a bunch of men. So I get her confusion. It'd be like a man being stuck with a bunch of women. There's literally, you're like, it's a weird thing, okay? But like, Goemon's like, listen, we all need to learn how to communicate. Exactly. Thank you. I have a feeling he's gonna be like hard to communicate with in his route, though. He's not gonna just open up and tell us everything. He's gonna be like, it's one thing to say it, Goemon. It's another thing to do it for yourself, isn't it? Those words gave me a great sense of relief. I hate to say it, but he might be more mature than I am right now. Well, I mean, he is like 5,000 years old. How much should I worry? How do I treat them? I don't understand how men think at all. Thank you. I'm glad we could talk about it. I know we're still getting used to each other, but I hope you'll continue being patient with me.
Don't worry about it. Same goes for us.
I nodded deeply in response. We also need to talk about our next steps. We should figure out today's assignments. Are we in agreement that we should be going out to collect information individually?
It sounds good. I'll let Yona know to wash up when he gets up and get his ass out here.
Thank you. A samurai's honor and dignity. The Sengoku period was a long time ago. They fought with katana and spears back then. That's all I know about it, really. Honor. I know winning is important, but I try not to worry about it too much. Oh my God! I screwed up! My face is a mess! That's thing human girls really enjoy. Photo strips. Photo strip! One of the cabinets installed in the arcade within the Asakusa Special Ward. So a photo booth. It's just weird photo strips. A rectangular box installed. And it's like the weirdest description of a photo booth ever. It poses hilarious. Let's do it again. Maybe I should ask those girls about the app. Hello, I'm from Hell. Would you girls mind telling me a bit about Jodo? Oh, that? What about it? Have you already installed it? Of course, I'm a huge Jack fan. Jack. You have to pronounce the K, it's capital. I wonder if anything bad's happened yet. How do you like it so far? I don't know yet. I just started using it. I see. Sorry. This girl's wearing a badge with father on it. I wonder how she'd feel if she knew Jack was out here causing trouble for King Enma. Hey, lady, is that all you wanted to ask? Yes, thank you so much.
Jodo, yes, I've installed it. Miss Shinobikini is totally my type. I wonder if I'll receive some kind of divine punishment for saying that.
Jodo? Well, I've installed it. I'm not very good at this stuff, but I am interested in heaven. Everyone's answers are similar. They've all installed it without thinking. That guy's just good at promoting things.
We can all enjoy this pardoning up and go to heaven together.
That was the voice we gave Jack, right? I can't remember. It's been a while since he's been here. Jack. Can't believe how ridiculous he is. I'll give him a piece of my mind soon enough. Oh, I can't wait to give him a piece of your mind and then fall in love with him, but we're not there yet. He's second to last before Goemon, I think. This question is making me thirsty. I should pop in. I'd like to see Oshichi, too. Hello, daughter of Enma. What's she doing here? And what's Sensei Nono doing? I've been hoping I'd be able to sit down with you and have a nice, long chat soon. We can share some tea if you like. I looked at Sensei Nono to plead for help. Oh, that would help us out so much. We're only half full today. Sensei Nono! There. No need to worry. I'm not gonna bite. I prefer to avoid conflict with Lord Takamura or do anything that would cause him to drag me down to see King Enma again. I kind of wish he'd do that right now. Mulling over how pathetic I felt, I turned my eyes toward him again for help. Hey, this is your chance to get to know your enemy. It's hopeless. I'll just have to brace myself. All right, Okuni, let's sit by the window. Then... Huh? Hachan! Did you just say Okuni? What about it? Oh, that's right. Oshichi's admired the legend of Okuni and of the Sanzu River for some time. But I'm sure she's not her. Hold on! Sorry if this is rude, but are you the actual Izumo no Okuni? Izumo no Okuni, yeah. Izumo no Okuni? The legend of the woman in Hell admire... The legend the women in Hell admire? The one who was carried over the Sanzu River by her husband? That Izumo no Okuni? Indeed I am. What? Oh, I see the daughter of Enma knows me too. No, I just... Wait, she's the real Izumo no Okuni? Not just someone of the same name? What are the chances they'd have the exact same full fucking name? It's a fairly unusual name, but exactly. Can I have your autograph? Oshichi! Oshichi, may take a short break and chat with them later at their table. Oh, you may take a short break and chat with them at their table. Really? Thank you so much, Takamura! You don't even need to pay me for today! Damn. I hope this'll work as an autograph. Thank you so much! I'm sure I'll be able to find Shinosuke with this! Oh, you mean he wasn't able to carry you across the Sanzu River? No, we never spent the night together. I almost spat out my coffee. Women are carried over the Sanzu River on the back of their first man. But Shinosuke and I only held hands and were separated afterwards. Even if I died and went to hell, I remember his face and voice every day. Oh, even after, sorry. I see. That's so painful. But my best friend Hachan here is going to help me find him. I'll see him again soon. And then I'll pray that you reunite with this man and share a bed this time around. Okuni, that makes me so happy. Do you know that both Hachan and Miss Okuni, a woman I've admired so much, are supporting me? I'm going to see him again. I'm sure of it. I really kind of hope we can find him for you, and he's not a douche. I really hope we can find him for you, and he's, like, just as much has missed you as you've missed him, because, like, Oshichi's great, and she deserves the world. Like, as much as we can give her from hell. But,
Oshichi, I'm so terribly sorry to interrupt you while you're having so much fun, but would you mind returning to the floor? Yes, coming! Alright then, Miss Okuni, Hachan, I'll be off now. I hope you have a nice visit.
like, I love her. I really do. She's never around a lot. But, I gotta be honest. The female characters in this game, okay, we don't know much about Shinobikuni. We know that she's evil, but, like, whatever. We haven't seen her around much. But, like, we have a good bestie. She's not trying to steal our men or be, like, a shady bitch. We actually, like, it's nice when they put in games and there's other women who aren't, like, trying to, like, destroy you. They're your friends and they're actually supportive. Like, Oshichi's great. She's got her own man she's worried about. We're gonna help her. Like, she's our bestie. Even Azami was good, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, she was a little problematic, but it's like, not to the point where you're like, oh, this bitch again. You were like, okay, she's got some issues, but you kind of understand them, so you're like, all right, we gotta fix her. Okay? And, like, we don't know much about Okuni so far, so, but she doesn't see, I mean, she was in hell, and she's obviously kind of on the side of the bad guys, but, like, so was Azami. You know what I mean? So we don't really know much about her, but she doesn't seem hateful yet. And even Shinobikuni, you're like, okay, she's the big bad evil, but, like, so you're gonna be like, yeah, we're gonna drag it up, yeah, whatever, evil lady, but, like, we don't know her yet to know enough if we are like, she's a great villain, or like, God, she's so fucking irritating and they did it all wrong. You know what I mean? Like, just because she's a villain doesn't mean she can't be a great villain where we're like, good villain, appreciate it, But anyway, half of the ladies, at least, that we've met that become our friends are actually decent. Azami's like, Oshichi deserves the world. She's the best. She's best girl, okay? Azami was decent, but, like, she did kill us a couple times. Well, that one time. But, like, again, look at the game that we're playing where everybody's from hell and they're all kind of assholes, so. In that sense, Azami wasn't too bad. Like, I liked her, so. Anyway. Your friend is a lot of fun. I can't believe she asked for an autograph. That must have been a surprise. My apologies. And no, it's fine. A girl in love is a lovely thing. I really do wish her the best. Doesn't feel right. I just can't keep my contempt toward her. Yeah, like, she, like, did some horrible shit, and she's trying to get out, and she's part of the bad group, but they, like, you know what I mean? Like, you can't really blame them for wanting to get the fuck out of hell and doing whatever to get out. Can't blame you there. So that base motivation, can't blame you. You could still be a decent person and then do totally shady things where you're like, if you weren't doing A, I'd totally be here, but, so we'll see. We'll see. We don't know how to judge her yet. Right now, she's interesting, at least, and I don't hate her. I'm not like, get this bitch out of my face. You know what I mean? You're like, she seems chill. We could have been friends if we weren't, like, on opposing sides right now, so, like, we'll see. And this Okuni really is the Izumo no Okuni? The woman all other women in hell admire, whose husband picked her up by the river when she died and carried her across on his back. Someone like that made an escape. Well, so, there was something I was hoping you would consider, Okuni. I'm not going back to hell. I certainly saw that coming. She would be hard to persuade. And one more thing. Sanzaburo and I don't want to kill needlessly. Would you mind backing off? That's not happening. Is there any sin in you, daughter of the Lord? Huh? Your eyes are unclouded. So why is such a pure girl like you in hell? It doesn't seem like you were tricked by a man. I knew it. This'll be a regular topic of conversation, I guess. As much as I'd love to answer, I have no memories at all of when I was alive. Oh, you're a transient. Well, that's not too uncommon in hell. It's just, transients are supposed to disappear immediately. So then you don't even have any memories of crossing the Sanzu River either. That's sad. Deepest part of my heart felt exposed. How I stood gazing at the river almost every day with Oshichi, and then I don't believe the Sonzu River legends. Ah, you just showed your hand. You must yearn for it secretly. To cross the river with the one you love. I've told this to Oshichi before, but we're dead now and we belong in hell. We don't need anyone to carry us across anymore. I see. Okuni smiled as she took a small bite out of her orange praline cake. The cakes here are delicious. I read about them on a blog. Sanzaburo wanted to try them, so I came to check them out. Yeah, I think I can make this. Sanzaburo died earlier than I did, and so I'm sure I made him wait a while. I was sad when I was left alone in this world. It was like my wings had been taken from me. Like, I'm just not gonna lie, like, it's kind of fucking adorable. Your little love story. When Sanzaburo came to get me at the Sanzu River, I made a promise from the depths of my heart that I would never be separated from him again. So, if there's a man you love, I think it would make you very happy if I killed you both together. All of a sudden, I found myself speechless. You're like, so if there's a man you love, like, I'll kill you together. It started out kind of sweet, and then you're gonna murder us to get, which is questionable, but also sweet, I guess? That's nice of you? ... question mark, like, okay. Alright, I get... It's fucked up, but kinda nice, I guess. This game, the whole entire thing. I don't want to hurt you or your friends. Please understand that. However, we will not back down. And you say you won't either. We will be forced to fight to the death. A daughter of Enma. I lived and died in a world that knew nothing but fighting. That's why I don't fear death. There's no sentiment more shallow than righteousness. Huh? The victors become the righteous. Only the one who's strongest above all else is permitted to speak of righteousness. Only the one who's strongest above all else is permitted to be the righteous one. A transient girl like you couldn't understand. I still couldn't say anything. Looking like she was thoroughly enjoying it, Okuni finished her cake and left with a bow. I was unable to move. I mean, okay, so I'm wondering if Okuni and Sanzaburo are the ones that were really going to end up, because we ran into her. We didn't really, like, we saw them in the Kamerun. We didn't really ever see her. We didn't really see them ever. Asayamon, we saw maybe a few times poking in with Lady Shinobikuni, like, whatever. And Kiku's right. I don't really think we did. Azami was the main focus. So now that we've seen her, I'm kind of curious if it's going to lead to her and Sanzaburo are the ones in Yona's route that we're going to convince to go back. It's just kind of weird that, like, both Yona and Sharaku were both like, Asayamon was the one that they both wanted. So it's like, ooh, but I do feel like he's a little bit of a bigger fish. And if technically, I guess you can do any of these routes in any order, but if this one gets has a little bit more plot than, say, Kiku's, and as Atome Kitten said, Yona and Kiku could be switched, but, like, Sharaku should be, like, the third. So he has a little bit more plot. To me, it would seem like he would be more the Asayamon kind of get Asayamon back in his route, because Asayamon seems like a bigger fish. You know what I mean? But maybe not, because he was a man whore, and Okuni and Sanzaburo are the lovers, so, like, maybe, I mean, that could tie there. I don't know. Anyway, we'll see. An iced coffee and the hell chiffon cake. And that comes out to 870 yen. I'll pay with Enma Pay. Enma Pay, like Apple Pay. Fuck. I don't know why that's so funny. Sensei Nono, I see you were acquainted with Okuni.
I am acquainted with everyone in hell.
I don't care what she says. I won't give up.
We would never ask help from someone who would give up after a conversation like that.
So how much do Sensei Nono and Father know? I'm sure they have something in mind. Oh yeah, no, they're like the biggest plotter McPlottersons.
I have a hunch that Murakami and the husband, Sanzaburo Nagoya, will be fighting each other.
Okay, so it sounds like we're going after... Okay. I feel like, alright. Huh? Why are you saying that? Yona and that man have nothing to do with each other.
And nothing can hide from fate. There are no coincidences. Everything is guided by a profound destiny. Just as Uga reunited with his sister, I am certain Murakami is to reunite with him.
Okay, so... Then it seems like that... That's what I would have thought, is the two of them would be Yona, because Simon, like I said, seems like a bigger fish, and whatever, so okay. Being supportive and dodging the question at the same time. Yona and that man Sanzaburo? I don't think they've met. I don't see how they're connected at all. Okuni and Sanzaburo are from the Sengoku period, but so is Yona. Not fear death. Is it strange for me, who's already died once, to feel fear from that world? Do you think one of them killed the other? Depending on who ended up there first? I've observed corpses in hell for so long, every day and night. But like Yona doesn't know that he's here and doesn't realize or something? I don't know.
Yes! Oh, Azami! It was nice seeing you the other day.
I have something important to talk about. Why are you with those people?
Didn't I tell you? I get to wear these cute clothes because of them.
Listen.
It's the truth. Like I told you before, I'm not being threatened into doing this.
Ikanosuke is really, really worried about you.
Yeah, probably. But I'm not going back to hell.
Didn't think I could convince her to separate herself from them in a single day, either.
I do want to be friends with you, though. I'm not going to try and use you. I just wanted a friend I could take pics with or get my nails done with. Yeah, you really don't trust me, huh? Oh well, too bad. Later!
Azami! She darted off before I could respond to anything she'd been saying. She doesn't seem like a bad girl. Next time, I'm gonna really try to convince her. Maybe you should be friends with her and get your nails painted and then convince her. Well, we know that worked. Huh.
Sis, there was something I forgot to say. The redhead guy was picking a fight with Asa.
I wish you could see his freckles a little better. You can see them. You can, I think, if you like look hard enough. But like for me, from the distance, like it's very hard to notice. Wish they were a little bit more noticeable. You know what I mean? Like just so like, because they're there, but it's hard to see them. So like, without it being called out and pointed out, then you're like squinting and you're like, oh yeah. I mean, like if I looked really close to my computer screen, I could probably see them. But like from even though my TV's bigger, I could only see like a couple of them. I would have to lean closer, and I don't want to disrupt the bird who's now nestled under my chin. Like, sitting quietly, so. What's the meaning of this, Yona? Nothing. It's exactly what Kiku's sister said. And so reckless to storm into that place without even telling anyone. Why did you do that? Just keeping an eye on the enemy?
Did you forget we had to chuck you in the onsen the other day or something?
And picking a fight is a bit of an exaggeration. Just talking to them a little. And here I am with all my limbs still attached, doing just peachy. What's the big deal? You can say that now, but what would have happened if you got slashed up again? Got all my limbs. I'm here. It's fine. Yona! Get the rolled up newspaper and smack him in the nose. I know that should work on Kikanosuke better, but like we might have to resort to it here. After I got word he was out doing this, I had Goemon and the others help me find him. Luckily, we brought him back, but... Everyone's just worried about you. Don't you see that? I never asked anyone to worry. We might be on this boat together, but we're still strangers.
Get off the boat, then.
You don't have the authority to boss me around. Everyone looked at me immediately. Yona, you know how strong Asaemon is more than anyone. He really hurt you. Don't try to do this alone. I was being honest when I said all I was doing was keeping an eye on what they were up to.
Is something pressuring you, Yona? And don't go run off and do this by yourself. You're just making trouble for the rest of us.
Charuko, don't talk to him like that. No, he has to hear this from all of us. The two of us were already brought to the brink of death after rushing out and attacking him. You need to be careful. That's definitely true. But I didn't like how it felt like we were ganging up on him either. I'm the one who has to pull everything together. Ugh, word. Hey, that guy's on. Jack?
Hi, everyone. It's time for the JX signal. Our special guest is a stylish girl everyone's got their eyes on. And the coolest junior hire in hell. Amina's here.
What? I'm stepping out for a bit. Wait, Kiku. This is a recording. You won't be able to find her if you tried. What? Recording? Yeah, you're right. I was like, when he's like, I'm stepping out for a bit. I'm like, oh my god, if this was live and he just goes busting in there, it's like, you knew exactly what he was gonna do. I'm glad Goemon grabbed him by the neck and was like, don't do it. He didn't actually grab him, but verbally.
Calm down. You get too sensitive when it comes to your sister.
Yeah, I know, but...
That's amazing, though, that you've already gotten 300,000 followers since opening your account. Thank you! I love how nice everyone in the human realm is! I heard you decided to work for Lady Shinobikuni because of the work uniform. Is that true? Yes, it is! Also, everyone in Kumonoi Temple is so kind. I feel so safe when I'm there. Oh, that's true. The Lady Shinobikuni treats everyone equally. I always feel that way around her.
Like, I mean, okay, so... I want to be, like, there's definitely such a huge fucking mystery around fucking Jack. You want to be like, you're like, you're not just a normal person, there's something else. There's something else. You know what I mean? But, like, what is it? Because, like, your route's locked, so...
Who the hell is this guy? Why are humans serving her? The Lady Shinobikuni said she wanted to save me, a person with nothing but worldly desires.
Yeah, see, and that's the thing. He's like, who is this guy? Why is a normal human? He's also, you can barely see that, but I'm pretty sure he has heterochromia, because it looks like his one eye's red. So, like, I feel like he's not a normal person. Like the product of, like, a human and a demon or something, or, like, a human and a hell prisoner. Like, you're, like, some kind of, like, half-breed that shouldn't exist or some shit. That sounds so fucking weird when you say it, like, I don't know, you know what I mean? But, like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, like, there's something fishy going on with it. Like, I don't mean, like, fishy fit, like, your love interest, but there's something that is gonna be, like, so, like, in your route. Like, and not just, oh, I'm just a normal human that she lured in, like, because that's, like, basic and boring. There's gonna be something else.
Worldly desires sure are stubborn, aren't they? Every day I feel like I want cute nails or that I want a wonderful boyfriend.
Azami!
What kind of guys do you like, Azamine? The tall and kind ones. Oh, and they have to like sweets.
Azami! What are you saying? And get a hold of yourself, Kiku.
I'll find him in no time. What kind of dreams of the future do you have? Dreams? Let me think. Maybe it would be cool if Asakusa Trash ever wrote about me. Oh, a really popular blog, right?
Aww, that's true. Are we not going to meet Shin in this? We kind of, we're not, because, like, he played into Azami's route. Oh, well, Kiku's route, but, like...
Right? If they write about me on that blog, I think I'll become a real celebrity here.
Well, that might be true. I check it every day. Every article on there's great.
I know, right? So, Mr. Alan Smithy, I'll be waiting for an interview request.
Love that. But we'll go to commercial. Don't turn that dial. I want to die.
Ikinosuke, please feel better. It's like, well, you already did once, buddy.
Why is she doing this?
Is that thing Kiku's sister mentioned Asakusa trash? What we were talking about? Right, the blog Goemon recommended. I read it a little. It's good. Oh, right. Should read it too.
You don't care for this fancy new internet stuff, huh, Yona? Just think of it as learning about the world and read some articles.
Wait, and don't you think the enemy could be writing that blog? Jack and Kiku's sister seem really good at selling things to other people.
I considered it, but the blog's already been around for 2 years. And they still haven't written anything about the app either. He's been writing this blog since he was 11 or 12. He's 13 or 14, isn't he? Max. Maybe not even. Well, no, because she's in middle school. Well, you could be 13 in middle school. You usually then go, well, I mean, I guess it depends on middle school in Japan. I have no idea. Middle school in the US, you go to high school. Do you only do 3 years of high school? I feel like we've had these conversations and I've asked this before a long time ago, but it doesn't stick in my brain. But high school in the US is 4 years. You start out when you're usually 14, freshman year of high school. But is that ninth grade that we'd consider freshmen of in high school technically part of middle school? So they could be 14-ish, which that would be considered middle school, and then high school is until your last 3 years. So okay, but still, he was writing that blog when he was 12, maybe. Damn kid, shit. Azami, you really should look at shit. He's pretty look at this bastard. Look at what he's already accomplished. Damn. Anyway. Asakusa Trash writes about Asakusa every day. I'd have been more convinced if they were writing about it since day one. I see. And the author's name is Ellen Smithy, but that's definitely an alias.
It's a weird name, sure, but how do you know?
Ellen Smithy is a pretty well-known pseudonym, kinda like John Doe. Oh, I see. How interesting. I've talked to Takamura about it. He's positive a human writes it.
I'm not so sure about that. Isn't it possible he just doesn't know?
Yeah, maybe, but I think he wants us to know that in case they're with Shinobikuni. We have to be mindful of how we investigate this.
It's true.
This John Doe or Alan Smithy, if they know a lot about Asakusa, they must spend a lot of time roaming the streets. And the kid never goes to school, so... Maybe we've even seen them before. We have. Yeah, that said... Let's get back to talking about Yona.
What? We're good on that.
Let's compromise. Yona, how about you go with our Lord Hell Guardian and Kiku tomorrow to meet with Kiku's sister?
Why me?
I think she's gonna be the most willing person to listen to us.
Alright, let's do it!
So wait, you know what would be kind of funny? They never do that, but it'd be you do Kiku's route first. Okay, cool. And now that you're done with that, then what you're doing is you're gonna romance Yona, but at the same time when you're gonna get the people that's whoever in Yona's route back, you also get whoever you got back in Kikinosuke's route. But then you did them reverse, it wouldn't make any sense. But if there was a set do Kiku's route first, because then when you do Yona's, you get Azami as well as the other two, and you're look at that! As we go through the routes, we get everybody. Because we really only brought Azami back in Kikinosuke's route, you know what I mean? And then it's and that's why it was then you're gonna stay, so it was I guess we're gonna stay to get everybody else back. It was kind of left open-ended, you know what I mean? I guess that's supposed to be what you're supposed to imply. Because it kind of just ends
without us getting anybody else back and like. But I mean, that's supposed to be, I'm sure, like the main plot of the game. You're not going to get everybody back in each route because that would just make everything extremely boring. You go through every route being like, oh, I got everybody back. I got everybody back. You know what I mean? You're focused on a particular character, or say in Yona's route, the pair, you know, then it makes more sense. But anyway. All right, let's do it. What? Are you not on board with this? Maybe I should go alone. I think we should ask, are you not on board with this? Because maybe I should go alone as I don't trust you and like, whatever, I've had enough of you. That's like pushing him off. You know what I mean? Like we're discrediting him and discounting him. So I feel like, are you not on board with this? Like that's taking his feelings into account. Hell yeah. Okay, so half of the time I've gotten the answers right. Yona, are you not on board with this? It's not that. How do you know she won't run away when she sees Kiku? Oh! His little face bubble just kind of slid out of frame a little bit. Oh, that was so adorable. Yona, like, how do you know she's not just gonna run away? And he's like, oh. I felt physically like, in my brain, I was just imagining him as I was reading Kiku's line. I mean, as I was reading Yona's line, being like, Kiku Nosuke's gonna be like, oh, and like shrink down a little. Like, you know, it's gonna deflate him. And they just, the fact that they physically did it with his little face bubble just inched it off the screen a teeny bit. Like, I was showing him actually like physically deflating. I love it. That's a good touch. Anyway. And that's possible. Poosable? That's poosable. Was this supposed to be that's possible? But it looks like they spelled possible wrong. I don't know if it's supposed to sound like he's dragging it out. Oh my god. I know you all have opinions, but just go. Kiku's sister likes the Hell Guardian, and she wouldn't treat her badly at least. Kikunosuke wants to see her too, and the reason we're doing this at all is because Yona wanted more information on Asaemon. If the three of you go together and try and dig up more intel, we should be okay, right? Right, let's do that. Fine. Hey, we get our little freckled boyfriend. But we're gonna stop here and see more later. So, I will see you guys next time. Remember to give the video a big thumbs up and subscribe to see more.